Get Bradley Cooper on the phone. Jake Lloyd needs a star. Jake Lloyd deserves an Oscar for Anakin Skywalker in The Phantom Menace. Get Bradley Cooper on the phone.
Let's have a word about these characters in The Phantom Menace. The story is following two Jedi Knights. Obi-Wan Kenobi, the student, and Qui-Gon Jinn, the teacher. Next you have the Trade Federation, and of course the government and system of governing, the democratic system, including the Senate of the Galactic Republic, at the time of the telling of the story, at the beginning of the story, episode 1, The Phantom Menace. So you have these Jedi Knights representing the Supreme Chancellor on a secret mission involving politics and also some manipulation and deceit, if you will. And we'll find out that Qui-Gon Jinn is the right Jedi for this kind of a job. And then his student, as we've said, is Obi-Wan Kenobi. And then next you have the Trade Federation, the bad guys of the story, so to speak, right from the beginning. The Naboo, the people that live on that planet, is one society and civilization, and then the Gungan group of people or amphibians, as they are. And then from this group, these Gungans that live underwater, then now we have this character, Jar Jar Binks. And Jar Jar is the key to all of this. Jar Jar is the key to all of this. Hilarious, funny, obnoxious, insightful, a lot of common sense. Jar Jar Binks is every person. With his character, it's the first time we've ever seen a character that is designed straight out of Looney Tunes, played by Ahmed Best, wearing a real costume, always there on set in every scene. And then later, after the show was over, they shot all the scenes for the production, they CGI'd all of the motion that was performed by Ahmed Best, and including the voice. And so Ahmed Best, fantastic, celebrating Ahmed Best for Jar Jar Binks in The Phantom Menace. I dare say that Ahmed Best deserves an Oscar for Jar Jar Binks in The Phantom Menace. Next, Padme Amidala, also the Queen of Naboo, which of these two characters, Padme Amidala and the Queen of Naboo, Queen Amidala, are the same person. And then along this way, we see how this system of society operates, this civilization, on different planets and part of different systems. The center of the government, being the seat of the Galactic Republic, is Coruscant, a planet that is entirely one entire city. The visuals, the design, camera work, if you will, lighting, sound, special effects, all of it groundbreaking, setting new standards, making new ideas possible to actually see these ideas on screen. All thanks to George Lucas and to Jar Jar Binks. Jar Jar Binks is truly the key to all of this. And then we meet some of the characters and see how the system of the democratic civilization of Naboo operates. And then we meet Anakin Skywalker. We'll get to this one in our next episode. Friends, remember the prequels is the best Star Wars there is. And I am Mr. The Prequels. May the Force be with us. And we'll see you next time.
Phantom Menace, written and directed by George Lucas, and all trying to edit a masterpiece. The Phantom Menace, written and directed by George Lucas, and masterpiece.
Get Bradley Cooper on the phone. Jake Lloyd needs a star. Jake Lloyd deserves an Oscar for Anakin Skywalker in The Phantom Menace. Get Bradley Cooper on the phone.
The Phantom Menace, written and directed by George Lucas. An all-time epic masterpiece. Groundbreaking special effects. Story, characters, plot twist. An all-time epic masterpiece. Groundbreaking in every way. And Jar Jar is the key to all of this. All of this. Yeah, Jar Jar is the key. Anakin Skywalker, a slave, strong in the Force. The Force is strong with this one. Anakin Skywalker, living on Tatooine with his mother, also a slave. Anakin is an established pilot of great skill and renown. And through a series of choices and seemingly random situations, Anakin is set free from his slavery. And through winning the pod race, which is a major part of the plot and the story, to establish both the means through which Anakin might be set free, and to establish that Anakin is an established pilot of great skill and renown. Anakin meets Obi-Wan Kenobi for the first time. And so, Qui-Gon Jinn, the teacher, the Jedi Master, and his student, Obi-Wan Kenobi, along with Jar Jar Binks, the Gungan, an orange amphibian, straight out of Looney Tunes, Jar Jar is the key. Padme Amidala, and the Astro Droid, R2-D2, the Chancellor, the Supreme Chancellor, Chancellor Valorum, the Senate, the seat of government for the Galactic Republic, on the planet Coruscant, a giant city planet. Coruscant, the planet Naboo, two civilizations on Naboo that we know of, the Gungan and, of course, the Naboo, the humans, the Trade Federation, and Senator Palpatine, Senator representing Naboo, in the Galactic Senate. That we later find out this same person, this Senator Palpatine, is secretly a Sith Lord, Darth Sidious, and then later to become Chancellor Palpatine. But for Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, Senator Palpatine. Many other characters along the way support the story and the principal characters. And of course, massive space battles and battles with a high-tech equipment and weaponry. A galaxy far, far away, where this story is taking place. We see underwater scenes, ground, land, vegetation scenes, outer space battles, ground battles, air battles, humans battling droids and robots, Gungans employing high technology to fight the droid army of the Trade Federation, the Trade Federation employing droids, battle droids, these B-1 droids. And in the end, through a series again of choices and events, as these events unfold, and as Qui-Gon says, according to the will of the Force, and this is the voice of Qui-Gon Jinn, speaking this frame of thinking into the story, speaking of the living Force and the will of the Force, midichlorian counts, and so on. A lot of politics in this episode. Star Wars is a world of politics, factions, various motivations, passions, hopes, and agendas. This story, the first episode, episode 1, begins as a ship carrying the two Jedi Knights that are the main characters of this story to begin, Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan Kenobi. As these Jedi seek to negotiate an end to the blockade that has been enacted by the Trade Federation around the planet of Naboo. And then they travel to Tatooine, and then they travel to Coruscant, then back to Naboo for the final battle on land and in space. And of course, Duel of the Fates. An all-time epic masterpiece choreographed lightsaber battle between Obi-Wan Kenobi teamed up with Qui-Gon Jinn and versus Darth Maul, the Sith apprentice to Darth Sidious, aka Senator Palpatine. Obi-Wan watches as his master is killed by Darth Maul, and then Obi-Wan kills Darth Maul. And this all takes place with lightsabers. At the end of the movie, we see the celebration and we see the sadness at the loss of Qui-Gon Jinn. The celebration follows the victory of the Naboo and the Gungans over the Trade Federation army. We see Anakin now as a Padawan learner to become a Jedi, a student now of Obi-Wan Kenobi. We meet Yoda and the Jedi Council, the powerful and wise Yoda, Jedi Master. All of the factions, all of the characters, every player. We now see the culmination of this particular story, the end of this chapter, in celebration of victory over the invading army of the Trade Federation and the uniting of two great civilizations and societies, if you will, the Gungans and the Naboo. The final word of this particular chapter being uttered by Boss Nass, the leader of the Gungans, with his final words in the celebration. Peace! The Phantom Menace, written and directed by George Lucas. An all-time epic masterpiece. And I am your host, Mr. The Prequels. Remember, friends, The Prequels is the best Star Wars there is. And I am your host, Mr. The Prequels. May the Force be with us, and we'll see you next time.